Tuesday, August the 10th edition of the Carolina Weather Video here, and a good bit to talk about in today's edition of the video as some weather changes are going to unfold for us over the next 5 days or so. The tropics may be beginning to heat up just a bit, and maybe a pattern change on down the line. I'll show you all that as we go through today's video. Let's start off with the radar imagery this morning. Very quiet around our area, but you look off to the northwest, parts of Iowa, Illinois, back into the southern parts of South Dakota, northern Nebraska, big complex of showers and storms. And a lot of the modeling does eventually steer that in our general direction by late tomorrow. More on that in a second. There's the watch, warning, and advisory situation this morning. Again, all those peach shaded counties, those are heat advisories, and really nasty stuff back around the Mississippi Valley especially. These are the current dew point temperatures. The deeper orange shade, those are 75-degree dew points for places like Memphis, New Orleans, Houston, even up close to St. Louis and Sioux City. It's really ugly stuff when you combine that with triple-digit heat. This is the setup today. A big upper-level ridge kind of centered over Memphis or Nashville. And that's really cranking the heat, and then we're on the fringes of that. Now, we're going to be pretty hot, a lot of mid to upper 90s today, but just be aware when you compare it to what's going on off to our west, it could be a lot worse. Now, as we head on down the line, that ridge will begin to shift out west, it looks like, as we get into next week. This is Monday evening, and looking in the longer range here, one of the long lead indicators I like to use, this is the PNA, the Pacific North America oscillation here. And or the Pacific North American Index here, and you look at it's spiking up toward the positive categories. We get on out here toward mid to late month, and sure enough, the GFS does put a nice trough in the eastern U.S. by later on this month. Of course, that's out kind of in fantasy land, but something to watch for. It's the time of year when you get toward the end of August, you can see some pretty good cold fronts or pushes of at least some cooler air at times in the eastern part of the country. So keep that in the back of your mind. All right, let's go to the individual modeling here for the next several days. This is the GFS this afternoon, a hot, a humid day, and just like yesterday, I think the chance of rain very small in any one spot. There'll probably be a few showers or storms out there, but they'll be few and far between. Now tomorrow, it all depends on the track of that complex of storms I showed you. There's some chance that we could see that try to develop our way. So I'll mention a little better chance for some showers and storms from later tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. And then it looks like a frontal boundary begins to drop in from the north on Thursday. So pretty good chances Thursday for some areas of showers and storms. Same deal Friday. So today and tomorrow really the peak of this current wave of heat before the heat begins to back down as we get toward the end of the work week. And then on Saturday, it looks like we're going to see one of our cold air damming or wedging scenarios set itself up as you have this area of high pressure up here in the New England states kind of wedging down the eastern side of the mountain. So it looks very much like we're going to see a day on Saturday with a lot of clouds, some shower chances, high temperatures Saturday in the mid to upper 80s in many spots, a possibility if we get that wedge to set itself up. And then we go on out to Sunday. And it looks like still same kind of deal. Some clouds, maybe some upper 80s for highs, some shower and thunderstorm chances. And the next front kind of just stalls out, it looks like. So Monday, pretty good chance for some showers and storms as well. Then toward the end of the cycle, remember that upper trough I showed you in the eastern U.S.? There's a surface chart, big high pressure of Canadian origins there over the Great Lakes. And we'll see if that comes to fruition. If so, we may see a more significant cool down toward the end of the month. All right, let's shift gears. Talk about the tropics. Two areas to watch. One way out in the Atlantic Ocean. I'm not terribly interested in that one. It could become a depression or a storm, but whatever happens, it's going to recurve into the North Atlantic and be a fish storm, not threatening land. Let's focus on the other area here closer to home. This is down, of course, South Florida. The surface low pressure forming just west and north of the Florida Keys. And there's the spread of the computer model guidance tracks on this, and generally we're looking at a track toward the central Gulf Coast here over the next several days. And in terms of intensity, there's the various models and their intensity forecasts, and notice a lot of the modeling really does ramp this up to tropical storm intensity and even a couple models up toward weak hurricane intensity. One of the stronger models is here, the GFDL, as it ramps this up to a weak hurricane as it moves toward the Louisiana coast. This is a look at the Hurricane Wharf, and it takes it to maybe tropical storm intensity. And finally, the NAM, it's also one of the stronger models as it really wraps this thing up toward somewhere near the Mississippi, Alabama, or southeastern Louisiana Gulf Coast by later Thursday. So something to watch. This could become a subtropical or a tropical type of system over the next couple of days, and it could cause some issues there for the north central Gulf Coast. I doubt this becomes a major hurricane or anything like that, but we could certainly see this become a classified system over the next couple of days. So we'll keep an eye on that. And of course, as always, the eventual track of those systems once inland can bring some good rains if they do develop. So we'll see how that unfolds. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great Tuesday, and God bless.